Hey guys, Josh here, and recently we've been seeing a surge in life simulation games. There's Inzoi, which looks so impressive graphically, Paralives is on the way. We got The Sims 1 and 2 Legacy Collections, my favorites. But there is something very refreshing coming up called Little Sim World. It reminds me of the old Sims games on the GBA and DS, where you not only take care of your needs, but there's a story, quest, a town to explore, a quirky atmosphere, and this is something I could see myself spending a lot of time with. The developers reached out to let me play early. They are kindly sponsoring this video, where I will show you my first few weeks in the game, so you can get an idea of the gameplay loop and see if it's something you'd like or not. You can wishlist Little Sim World on Steam. It will release in early access May 1st, after 6 years of development, but for now, here's the beginning of my new life in Little London. I launch the game, I can choose between single player and multiplayer. I'm by myself, I create my character, and yeah, I have some work to do. There are 6 preset skin tones and each one has its own brightness slider, which I think is a great way to do it as it gives you a lot of options, but it is not as difficult to get the right skin tone as if you had just a completely unrestricted color wheel. Next, I pick a hairstyle, and here we have the choice between a color wheel as well as preset colors. I try to find some eyes and a mouth that don't look like I'm constantly making some weird expression, and then it's time for clothes. This is a bit confusing at first, but it is a very unique system. Basically, each piece of clothing has an attribute like casual, formal, sleep, warm, and as you get points toward a specific attribute, you receive buffs that change, for example, the pace at which your needs decrease, how fast you learn specific skills, things like that. Since I don't know too much about the game yet, I don't overthink it, I just go for a casual and warm outfit, but I like how the clothes are important for the actual gameplay and not just for aesthetics. I choose my name, gender, zodiac sign, I'm a Scorpio, my birthday is on the 3rd of autumn, my favorite color is melon, and I like spicy food. I don't know if any of these things matter, but there is a lot to choose from. Next, I have to decide between the Learn to Live mode, which has a tutorial, or No Hints, Just Life, where there is no tutorial, but you still have notifications teaching you about new mechanics. I think that life is all about making mistakes and learning from them. I like some challenge and realism in my life sims, so No Hints, Just Life for me. I just arrived in Little London, I have a house, not that realistic after all, and I get a call from Uncle George, who wants me to meet his friend Simon at the pub. Before I go anywhere, my house is a little bit dirty, so I clean the bathroom. Then I take a look around. I have a bedroom with 2 beds and a computer, a crafting room, we will try that later, a kitchen, and a second bathroom, which seems like a waste of space for a house this small. Alright, let's go to the pub. I can see it on the world map, which can be resized to a minimap. Very convenient, I can look at it and walk at the same time. I quickly find the pub, but before I can even meet Simon, you won't guess what happens. I get abducted by aliens, and I wake up 3 hours later with my happiness down to 0. My new life might not be off to an amazing start, but things should get better from here. Simon has a little job for me, he's quite busy and wants me to go pick up an order for him at the grocery store. So I make my way there, get the order from the cashier, and while I'm there, why not get some food for myself, as after all, this is a life sim and I will have to eat. I'm not too sure what I should get, but I see some toothpaste, soda, and candy in the discount bin. That's probably a good place to start. I also get some bread, fruits, and veggies. All of this for less than 10 crowns, which is the currency of Little London. This place might be dealing with a little bit of an alien problem, among other things, but at least groceries are affordable. I open the map as I forgot my way back to the pub, but then I see this heart icon on the map above the gym. It's calling to me, could it be the love of my life? I drop off the groceries to Simon very quickly. He makes a meal to be delivered to the museum, but that will have to wait, I'm going to the gym. However, I can't just go in, like in the real world, I need a subscription. They range from 30 to 130 crowns a week, they come with different perks. I go with the cheapest one, and honestly, I really like so far these little details, the micromanagement of choosing your subscriptions, buying your groceries. I'm really into that kind of stuff in the life sim games. I'm getting thirsty, I need to hydrate before my workout. There's a side quest to drink pre-workout juice. Unfortunately, I can't use that drink machine with my current subscription, but luckily there is at least some free water. I lift weights for a few hours, it is increasing my strength skill. Once in a while I can click on these golden bubbles for extra experience. I lose track of time and get kicked out at 10 p.m., which is the cutoff time with my cheap membership. I was so into my workout, I completely forgot about why I came to the gym in the first place, finding a potential lover, so we will have to come back another day. I quickly run to the museum to deliver what is probably a very stale and cold meal, and I head home for the night. I catch up on my needs, I make a salad with the veggies that I bought, I brush my teeth, which actually does give me a little protection buff to my hygiene need. Most actions in this game have effects like these, which is great. And I spend a few hours browsing the internet, probably trying to convince people on Twitter that I really did get abducted, which lifts up my mood a little bit. I'm ready for day 2, the main quest tells me to go to the DIY store, but first, I'm curious, I have to know, is it possible to get hit by a car? I run towards a car at an intersection, but I'm just a little bit too slow, it stops before I get to it, and I get fined 100 crowns for traffic disturbance. I make some of that money back by helping the owner of the DIY store with fixing a few things, I level up. I then get a brush that the guy at the museum asked for. I have to be honest, I'm not keeping up with all of the dialogue, and I buy a fishing rod. I don't know what it is, but I always make that mistake of buying fishing rods too quickly in these games. A few minutes later, I receive a call, it's from Simon, and he needs fish. I run to the docks, and this guy gives me, of course, a fishing rod. Each rod has a limited number of uses, so having 2 is not a complete waste, but my inventory space is quite small until I can buy a backpack. Fishing is simple, I just wait, click when it bites, but now I stink. I run back to Simon, almost get hit by a car, not on purpose this time. I take a hot shower to wind down, and I do the laundry. Indeed, clothes do get dirty in this game, and considering that they come with useful buffs, it is important to have more than one outfit, and I don't. The washing machine takes 8 hours for a cycle, I just spend the rest of the day at home. I start writing a book because why not, I write until the early morning. Then I go out and have a look at the bulletin board. This is where you can find tasks which are part of the career system in this game, and they're all linked to different skills. Since I'm familiar with the gym already, I grab one asking me to train strength for 4 hours, another one to spend 6 hours at the gym, so I'll do these 2 at the same time, and one last task to cook 3 foods, which I will have to do anyway. Speaking of food, I've only been out for a few hours, but remember that I pulled out an all-nighter working on my book, and I'm both hungry and sleepy. I run back home to take a short nap. I actually can't fall asleep because I'm too hungry. I get up to cook something, but I'm too hungry to cook and I end up just passing out. Not a single day goes by without an accident like this happening. I guess this is the beauty of no hints, just life. Luckily, the medical bills are cheap here at only 50 crowns. I take it slow for the rest of the day, buy a new outfit at Banana 21 so I have something to wear next time I do the laundry, and I return to the gym to work on my tasks, but more importantly, to finally find out what that heart icon is all about. Meet Zoe Taylor-Williams. She's a student from Australia, says she's on her way to the gym. She might be a bit confused, but she's friendly, she's fit, and we both love working out. But if things don't work out between us, there is a second love interest, the more nerdy type hanging out at the library. When I get there, it's 7:50 p.m. I need to talk to the librarian to get a subscription. I just have to use the washroom very quickly first, but I learned the hard way that the library closes at 8, so when I return to the reception, there's no one. We will have to come back another day before meeting this other potential soulmate, but he will be worth the wait. Meanwhile, I stock up on groceries. When I get to the checkout, my basket has more items than my bag can contain, so unfortunately I have to put some of it back on the shelves. I get home, make a few salads, level up my cooking, and I realize I forgot something at the grocery store: water. You cannot drink tap water in Low London. So far, I've been surviving off gym water and public water fountains, but every single time I go get groceries, I completely forget to buy water bottles. That will take a while to get used to, and as I'm on my way to the store the next morning, I meet this other thirsty person who is also looking for a drink. I'm glad I'm not alone with this struggle. I buy all of the water bottles in the store, the 6 of them, drink one right away, go back to the guy. But then I notice that the quest has this fancy iced coffee or bubble tea icon. I assume my water is just not good enough, so I go to the coffee shop. This is where I meet Nanako, who talks in a slightly cringy way with lots of uwus. But she's cute, she's sweet, and she makes amazing drinks and sweets. I don't know her very well or at all, but after I place my order, she asks me to help her find some sort of magic coffee book that she lost. Sure, I will go look for it. First, I return to my thirsty friend. I realize that any of the drinks works actually for this quest, so I end up giving him one of my waters. I keep the nice iced coffee for myself. Then I go to the library to search for the magic book. I get a free subscription for the first week, that's great. I go in, look around, but I can't find the book. By the way, there are tons of books here that I could borrow to learn new skills, but my inventory is pretty full, I will have to pass for now. So no book, and the mysterious love interest who was here yesterday, well, today he's at the museum, so I go there. His name is Kai, and I can already sense the wish list for this game going up on Steam. Kai is vice president of the student council. He's very cool, but also quite cold, and I can tell it will take some work for him to open up. So Kai and Zoe are the two love interests at the moment. Remember that this game will be in early access, so we can expect more in the future. Let me know who you're going for. Do you prefer gym dates or museum dates? But between managing my needs, the story, side quests, and work, I'm a bit too busy for dating right now. Also, I don't really want to invite anyone in my house looking like this, with the two old beds, dirty dishes. It is not the best. I would like to upgrade things with this new bed, I just need a few materials to craft it. I wait for the DIY store to open at 7 AM, get what I need, and while I'm there, I also order this beautiful floral wallpaper which should arrive on Monday. I almost get hit by an ambulance on the way back. A few minutes later, I hurt myself while crafting. Life is rough, but I should start getting some better sleep, and my room is looking much better already. I have access to a few wallpapers already in this build mode, so I add a bit of color to my main bathroom. I can tell there will be a lot of potential for those who like decorating, and I am one of those people, but my wallet is saying no right now. I can't do anymore. I have less than 7 crowns left. I don't even know how to sell my old beds. I'll find a way a bit later. For now, the best way to make money is to go to the gym, which is basically my job. As soon as I get paid, I spend half of it on these aromatic candles, which should arrive on Monday with my new wallpaper. It's fine, we're fine, I'll just have to cut a bit on food, so I pre-toast a ton of bread to eat throughout the week. Very, very exciting. On Saturday, I feel like things are starting to turn around. At first, it seems like my lucky day. There is a mystery shopping thing going on. I wonder what I will get from that. I just need to find a phone booth to place an order. As I search for it, I randomly find 5 crowns on the ground. I'm happy, things are going a bit too well apparently, and as I am crossing the street trying to find a phone booth, I spend maybe a few too many seconds on the street, and I get another fine, this time of 120 crowns. To be fair, there was an icon warning me. I didn't think too much of it. I thought it would be fine since there was no car. I am still getting used to low London, and I will make sure to stick to the sidewalks from now on. On the bright side, here is the phone booth right next to the post office where I have to pay my fine. I call, there are 2 surprise boxes that I can choose from. One for 25 crowns, another one for 540. I only have 35, so obviously the responsible thing to do would be to just skip it, but that wouldn't be as fun, so I go for the cheap box, which will arrive on Monday with everything else I ordered. I also discover that your character gets tired of eating the same food over and over again. I don't mind doing that in real life, but in this game it's not good for your mood. So a week of plain toast was not the best idea. I will have to make some more money and get a more varied diet soon. It's a good thing that on Sunday there is a pawn stall, and that is where I can sell things for a bit of money. Excited, I bring my 2 old beds, for which I receive 2 crowns. I also have this rubber band ball that I got from a toy machine. Surprisingly, it is worth a lot more at 75 crowns. But the problem is the museum wants it. I don't know how hard it would be to get it again. I'm a selfless guy, I want to help the museum, so I donate it there. I don't get any reward for it, at least for now. But I reach level 2, which allows me to buy an app for my phone that would let me see all of the collectibles. Sounds very useful for the future, but I don't have money for an app right now. Despite this eventful weekend, I only have one thing in mind, and it is receiving my packages on Monday. So Monday morning, I go to the gym, and when I come back, there is stuff in my mailbox. Let's start with the candles. I was imagining them in my bathroom. The reality is that there is no room for them there, so they're going on my computer desk for now. By the way, the things I ordered are more like blueprints, so I unlock them in this buy mode, and I could buy more candles instantly if I wanted and had the money. Same thing for the wallpaper, but whereas the previous wallpaper I put in my bathroom cost me 0.5 crowns per little piece of wall. This one is a whopping 22 crowns. I was hoping to do an entire room, but I'll just start with my computer corner. It's not much, but it is slowly looking better. With a cozy working space like this, I'm in the mood to finish my first book, appropriately titled My First Book. The game describes it as a bad poetry book, but I will prove them wrong. I publish it, and from now on, I should receive about 26 crowns per day in royalties. I made it to celebrate. Let me treat myself at the electronics store. My happiness meter is always extremely low. I need something better than my old computer to entertain myself. I have 500 crowns. There's a calendar app for 200, don't really need it. Also not very entertaining. There is a nice computer for 750 out of my budget. A wireless speaker for 225. You know what? Let's try that. I should have maybe read the descriptions first. It turns out the speaker is only a decor item, meaning I can't interact with it. It is not a complete waste though, as there are buffs for having a clean and nicely decorated home. Oh, and you know the mystery box I ordered? I received gray paint from it. I also have white and black paint that are available from the start, and I can use those to recolor some of my furniture, such as my stove, my desk, even my bed. That one I regret. I think it looked better in the default blue. I don't have any blue paint to go back. But overall, it's still a good way to change things up on a budget. Okay, that's enough decorating for now. I forgot the mission I was given: to find Nanako's weird magic book. It's not at the Lost and Found, not at the furniture store, where this guy asks me to make a frame to give to this girl at the gym, then she asks me to recalibrate the treadmills. I am helping everybody left and right, but no one knows about the book. I tell Nanako we just have to give up, I cannot find your book, and she says, which translates to, well, I may have brought the book in the bathroom during one of my breaks, could you check? I go check, and of course, that is where it was this whole time. Not very uwu behavior to make me look all around the town for it, but it's okay, we found it, I get paid, I try some of her new magic coffee, it's all good. Nanako really likes to keep me busy as soon as I walk away. She texts me telling me I need to cook a recipe that will be in my mailbox. Curious, I rush back home, and in my mailbox is a paper with the drawing of a fish on it. I read it. The recipe is actually for a charcuterie board. There's no fish in there, obviously, but I can tell there must be a prank or something fishy going on. I don't know if you're making the same connection that I am. Let me just go on a quick tangent for context. I know we're in Little London, but in my French-speaking brain, fish equals prank. We call April Fool's Day April Fish, and on that day, typically kids will secretly stick paper fish on people's back, among other pranks. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if that's what the developers were going for, but I am on high alert. Before getting stuff for the board, I need to show you my new meal of the moment, grilled chicken. This makes me run so much faster, a must-have food for any game like this one, especially if you're like me and always forget a thing or two at the grocery store, like water bottles. I have everything for the charcuterie board. I prepare it on the stove, which is definitely a new style of charcuterie. You know what? Let me start writing a cooking book. I write for a bit, running out of ideas. Let's deliver the food while it's fresh. As soon as I enter the pub, surprise, everyone is there waiting for me. They prepared a little welcome party. I act as if I was not expecting it, and we have a good time. We take a photo, I find a way to cram it on my desk where I will eventually finish my cookbook, and so much more. In the following days, I pick up a dumpster cleaning job, save enough to buy a new better computer, and look at this beautiful setup. This is just the beginning of my life in Little SimWorld. I pay for the top tier gym membership, get a taste of that pre-workout juice, which actually does give a boost to my training. I'm enjoying fitness so much that I even enroll in a health and communications degree at university. I go to class every day, which increases my skills, gives me new perks. I'm getting settled into my new little routine. Honestly, it's a good time. If you're interested in seeing more, I invite you to wishlist the game on Steam to be notified when it releases May 1st. It is definitely something I will keep playing, and I'm also planning to stream it on this channel if you'd like to see some unedited gameplay, or if you're just curious to find out how things are going with my degree or my cookbook. Let me know what you think of Little SimWorld. Is it something you would play or not? What about all of the other live sim games releasing this year? Thanks again to the developers for giving me the chance to showcase the game early and sponsoring this video. Leave a like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you all in the next video.